Live from Chicago.
Boo. We're living in some really confusing and some very disgusting times right now. We are living with a bunch of humans who are off trying to spiritually ascend into a fourth dimension and reach some sort of enlightenment before they have become enlightened as human beings and have not taken any action toward their goals in their duty in what they're here for. Confusing? Yeah, absolutely. You know, we have a bunch of information at our fingertips right now, and if you sit there and you peruse your YouTube channels, you're going to find out that there's a lot of misinformation out there. Just alone the other day, I ended up going through YouTube and I had to turn off videos in the first 5 minutes because I was like, I read that book. There is a lot of misinterpretation to things that are going on out there, and misinformation is being sent to you. It's not that you have failed. You have not failed. The information that is being given to you has failed you. Hey there. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for everything I want. See, I saw a few movies and I read a few books, and it told me that if I visualize exactly what I want and I cast it out to the universe and I visualize it and I feel it, it's going to come to me. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting on my couch for somebody to knock on my door, or for it to fall through the ceiling and for it to come to me. I'm waiting. There comes a time where you're going to have to say enough. There's enough pain, enough crying, enough complaining. You have to be fed up with being fed up. You have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you have to be tired of being depressed. You have to be tired of searching endlessly for one answer. You have to be tired of searching for signs. And the truth is, you are a sign. The first time you wonder if you need a sign, that is the sign. Things are often hidden in plain sight, but we tend to ignore them. There's a lot of things that go into building ourselves. Now let's take a house, for example. You're not going to build a house on a rocky foundation. But a lot of people want to build their house on a rocky foundation or no foundation at all. Now, if you're a home builder or if you've built a house, you know that a lot of inspection goes on the foundation before you can build a house. We are built the same exact way. People are not improving in society, no matter how many YouTube videos and no matter how many videos across the internet you want to watch, or how many seminars you've gone to or workshops. If you're not improving and your life is not showing the fruits of improving, then this is for you. There are steps that are going to have to be taken to solidify that foundation and make sure it's secure. We need to structure your mind. And if you don't structure your mind, you are building a house on a rocky, unstable foundation. Basically, you're declaring war on yourself, as if you're not up against enough. This is for you. This is the 100 steps to emotional success. And this is what it's going to take for you to get from here to there. Because if you are not humaning properly, there is not going to be any sort of enlightenment at all. You're fooling yourself. Do you know how good that feels in front of a bunch of people to just be an ass? You have no idea. This is the number one rule. And the number one thing that you must understand in the most compassionate way possible, in the most full-hearted way I can express this, no one will give you anything. This is beyond anything that I'm going to tell you in the next 99. Nothing holds more true than this. No one is coming to give you anything. No one feels they owe you. You are the only one who feels owed. Only one who is going to give you what you feel owed is something you're going to have to give yourself, and that's redemption. Redemption because you have cheated yourself out of things. And you need to give yourself things that you have robbed yourself of. You have robbed yourself of opportunity. You have robbed yourself of trying again and again through all of your failures. You have been very unfair to yourself. And you've been very hard on yourself. You must understand no one's coming to give you anything. You need to start giving it to yourself so you can give to your outside sources. And when you start giving to yourself, and you put yourself in that position that you are helping yourself, you'll be able to help other people. You don't want to sit on the receiving end. I mean, it's not even helping you. You need to stop if you want to thrive in life. And that's why it's called life. You need to live it. If it weren't called life, it'd be called sit. How many of you are sitting? You need to stand up. And you need to live life. Life's not hard. Life is life. Stand up. No one is giving you anything except you to you. That is your responsibility as you. Meow. I don't know. I just felt like doing that. The second one is you've got to make a choice. You've got to make a decision. Now, we don't like making choices and decisions because they seem so permanent and they're so hard to keep. You just reflect on the last 5 of your New Year's resolutions and you think about how you broke them like that. Because in our minds, we think that we have to get things down within the first 30 or 40 days, and that's a lie. We don't need to develop our habits within 30 or 40 days. Your habits are not going to align and start setting into the rhythm of the law of nature until around day 90 or 100. So you have to keep at it. When you fall off the horse, you need to get back on, not quit. But you need to make a decision. You need to make a decision to better yourself. You need a decision to work on the betterment of your life. You need to make a decision to become a better person than you were last night. You need to make a decision. Decisions aren't fun. They stink. And unless you're already on your way to being high performance, or you are a high performance individual, you're not going to like making any decisions. You need to stick with it. And you can't worry about the how. You only need to worry about the why. You need to make a decision on what exactly you're going to stick with. Because a lot of people just try to find things alone on finding their passion in life. Well, there's a lot of things. If you're anything like me, I have been involved in so many things that I really was gung-ho about. And I really wanted to do them. And after 3 months, right around 3 months, I said, I don't like this. This is really stupid. This is boring. This is, but this is something I like to do. It's my passion. I love to antique. I do. I love to restore furniture and everything. And I would love to do that for a living. But I can tell you right now, I won't stick with it. It's a passion of mine. And if you think about how many things were a passion of yours and you didn't stick with, that's because you didn't love it. You didn't love it. It didn't drive you. It didn't set a fire up your bum. You need to start the fire up your bum. And you need to find something that you love and not something that you are just merely passionate about. Make a choice on that. It's in your spirit. The answer is in your spirit. It's in your creativity. It's in your compassion. That is your drive. Stop trying to do what you're supposed to do, what other people want you to do. Find something you love. Something that's going to be your fuel. Not your hobby, not your passion, something that you are just, you're going to want to knock out. Something you love. You need something that's going to steer you into success for yourself, for your family, for your bank account. Because if you don't have any of that, if you don't have a love for it, it's just a hobby. A passion dies out. I don't have a passion for what I do. I have a love for what I do. It's like a fire. And it's not anything at all what I expected I was going to do 10 years ago. Figure out your why. Figure out who you want to help, how you want to help, how you want to contribute to society. It's something you're going to love without worrying about what other people think. Find it. Find your love, not your passion. Passion's overhyped. Number 3, your superpower is in your long suffering. There's a lot of people who are trying to find their duty and their purpose. And again, it's hidden in plain sight. Your experiences that you have endured are your purpose. You went through them for a reason. Now, it doesn't matter if you didn't graduate high school. It does not matter if you went to prison or you're a former prostitute or you suffered any kind of mental, physical, or sexual abuse. No matter what your issue is in your past, you're sitting on it feeling ashamed and worthless. When in fact, let me tell you a secret, that adds value to you. That's right. If you have long suffering, there's your value. Everybody's looking into their talents and their skill, but you aren't looking at the skill and the talent in your long suffering. You could develop your skill from your long suffering. There are a lot of people who sit on their long suffering and they like a thumb up their butt and they figure that they can't do anything because, well, I didn't graduate high school and I'm an ex-convict or I'm an ex-prostitute. And what if that comes out? Well, you know what? Let it come out. That's your long suffering. That's your superpower. There are a lot of people who are out there. And say if you're a former prostitute, there's a lot of people who want to learn from it like you did. How did you get out? Because everybody knows that that's a very difficult industry to get out of. There are people who are interested in how to get out of it. There are people who are interested in hearing from ex-convicts who want to build a life, but they're running into dead ends because every single job that they go and apply for, people are saying no. You can teach people from your long suffering. You could step up to plate and help other people with your long suffering. There's nobody better who's going to speak on it than you. You may want to take it further, develop your skills, and if you're a recovering addict, go and develop your skills and go work in rehabilitation centers. Instruct the youth, go to schools, go talk, go speak on addiction. Same thing if you're a convict. Stop being ashamed of your long suffering, because that is your superpower. That's your superpower. Use it, work it. Show other people how it's done. Show them that they can move the mountain just like you. You can do it. The world is your oyster in your superpower called long suffering. You can do it.